Welcome everybody, I am Lazarus Prime, and today we are going to be doing another YouTube video. So for today's video we have Studio Series Gamer Edition Devastation Optimus Prime. This is a deluxe class figure you can generally find in most stores for about $28. Now it's $28. I'm not sure, it could be different based upon where you live in the US. Some Walmarts haven't increased their prices yet, but yeah. This is an A-level Studio Series figure, meaning that this figure is widely available on shelves. That's probably why you've seen this figure a lot if you generally like to visit your local Walmart or Target or anything like that. But yeah. Anyway, let's start the review. So, this is the figure. Let's start off with the good old head. So, this is a head, that is for sure. That is what I can confirm right here. Pretty nice one, nicely sculpted. Nothing too crazy going on. There's a little slit in the back, but that's not that big of a deal. Yeah, pretty nice. Moving on to the good old chest here, pretty good. Nice sculpting overall. Back's a little bit dicey, but you know, wheels on the back. Kind of reminds me of the Earthrise figure. We also have this little extra thing, and then a couple of those poking out. You also do have a matrix chamber, before I forget. It holds a basic white matrix. You can actually have him hold it. There's some slots right here for the matrix if you want him to hold it. However, I'm not going to take it out right now because you probably know what the general function of a matrix is. Or at least I hope so if you're a Transformers fan. Arms are pretty nice for the most part. Hands are a little bit dumb looking, and also got this, but you know, the headlights are fine. And then you also have the hip skirt piece looking pretty good, and then you got the legs. Nice looking figure overall. I like him. You also do have his Energon axe. Unfortunately, this is in the middle of the swinging motion, so it kind of looks awkward. But, you know, I guess we make sacrifices for the character. Anyway, let's take that off. But yeah, let's do some size comparisons right here. So let's zoom out a little bit so that way you guys can see. So, first of all, by the way, this is only going to be two figures. I only have two Devastation figures. Besides Optimus here, we have Devastation side swipe, not side wipe, and Devastation Wheeljack. Very nice figures. Yep. Alright, so, articulation-wise, we have the head. Rotates at 360 degrees, I guess you could call it. There's a nice little slight inward butterfly joint, as well as a very good backward butterfly joint, although you're not going to use it that much. You go up with the can go up, spin all the way around. Oops, if I don't stop accidentally chucking it in the weird, put it in a weird way. We also do have a bicep swivel and then a bend at the elbow. Unfortunately, there is no wrist swivel or wrist rotation, but you do have this if you are really that desperate. Like, if you want to have him hold something like that, maybe you can do that, but it kind of looks goofy. And then we also have a slight waist rotation. And if you want to take down the wheels, you can get a full 360 degrees. However, generally, you're not going to take down the wheels just for that. Then we also can go pretty far up the board. Not as far backward. Go out to the side pretty far. And then you can also swivel at this joint here. I thought you could swivel at this joint, but you can't. You can also have about a 90-degree knee bend. And then you also have an ankle pivot. As well as you could also use the toes. You can kind of put them down if you want. But yeah, good figure. I actually like this guy. I think he's a good deluxe overall. He's some people don't like him, but to be fair, we were spoiled a couple years ago as of the release of this figure, we just spoiled a couple months ago with the 86 Optimus, which looks so many levels better. But you know, it's a Commander Optimus. Obviously, this deluxe Optimus is not going to be on the level. But anyway, let's actually get into the transformation. So what we're going to start off with first, we're going to turn the head 180 degrees. We're going to want to bring this back here. This will push this up here, and then we'll kind of have it like that. And then we're going to want to grab the arms here. We're going to want to bend them at the elbows, bring those in, do the same both sides, and then you're going to want to bring the wheels down here. Bring these pieces here, so these pieces here, back like that. Bring this out. Twist it 180 degrees. So like that. And then you bring these in. Push these back like that. Then you push this in. You do the same on both sides. So bring in. Push it there. Push forward like that. Then boom. Alright, so we have the front of the truck. Now, we grab the legs here. We flip these things up. Make sure they are all connected. Do the same on both sides. Make sure everything's nice and aligned. Put the toes in like that. Grab this piece here. Bring it out. Do the same on both sides. Grab the wheels. Bring them out like that. And then bring them up. Connect them together. Then jimmy them in there. And then you have your truck. And then you have your truck mode. So, pretty good truck mode. It's actually it's a nice truck mode, I will say that. Back of the head's showing here, but that's not nearly as bad as it could be. It's relatively flat, unlike the Studio Series Rise of the Beast one, which, to be fair, I think it's still good, but you know. We also have place to store the axe. So just plug that in like that, and then we can also put this figure's not. Yeah, okay, this is surprisingly hard to. Sorry, for the inconvenience. I don't know why this is actually taking so long. There we go. All right, if you want to, you can optionally put a trailer on. So this is obviously inaccurate. You're not going to have this big of a trailer for this small of a Prime. But yeah, you can see where I'm coming from here. But yeah, I think this is a good figure. I do recommend you buy it, or buy it if you don't already have the Commander class figure. I think this is a good G1 type substitution if you don't have Earthrise or the 86 figure. But yeah, that is it for the video. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.